Hey, everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 20 on EA Sports. On tap, we've got what should be a fairly intriguing matchup between the...
All right, Coach, coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports brings us to Southern California and Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Jacksonville Jaguars and our home team. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They'll be led out by their quarterback, a product of NC State. It's Jacoby Brissett.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So, I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
The numbers for Thomas from last week's effort. 4 catches, 77 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Freeman again, a first down carry. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line. And on this offensive unit, one guy that's proven himself early in the NFL is Eric Ebron.
A very reliable target for a quarterback. They always love tight ends because they're right in their sight lines. If you get it to this guy, though, he can take it the distance.
From the 41, Brissett, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, his intended target, and it's 3rd and 5. There you see the starters defensively for Jacksonville. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And what I saw on film was nearly an unstoppable pass rush. They had 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries. So now do you just max protect on offense, keep everyone in and run, 1 or 2 receiver routes to make sure your quarterback stays up? We'll soon find out.
The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, it was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
On 2nd down now, it's Freeman. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short. Brissett. This is Johnson. He's got it. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. It makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars 17. So play number 10 now coming. It's been a long opening drive, but this is 3rd down. Brissett sets to throw it. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, We only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
So here are the Jags now set to get their first drive. They'll be taken out by the product of the University of Louisville, the talented Teddy Bridgewater.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. The numbers for Zeke from last week. 11 carries, 76 yards.
And as we discovered in talking with the coaching staff prior to the game, going up against a team that struggled against the run has only emboldened them to run the football more. I expect 40 to 50 carries in this game.
On second down, Elliott. And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Jaguars. Ezekiel Elliott. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
Well, you know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs? A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline as a play caller. You're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
12 yards on the return that time. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left. We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. And now look at him go. The 20. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10.
Right there, 56. You gonna see me in your nightmares, son. You
set on first down. Johnson's got it complete. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. This is Freeman. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Here's Brissett. And he connects with Ebron. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits when these creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Brissett now. And he's got it. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
They'll look to run with Freeman. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Royce Freeman, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are back within a single score. And Charles, he's able to dive in there in a short yardage situation.
Just find a place to get to the end zone. Didn't matter where it was, but once he did, used his nose for the end zone and dove in.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Stephon Tuitt, the one that got him down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Mike spot over. Mike spot forward. I'm coming after you. I'm coming for you.
They'll try to throw here now. Bridgewater. Open man is Cameron Batson. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 42. First down, Bridgewater. They'll get this complete to Batson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Let's go, defense.
On first down, Benjamin. And he's going to take this down to about the 17. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Bridgewater. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Von Miller, what a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. On third down, Bridgewater.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 15. I tell you what, credit is due there on them preventing the touchdown after that interception.
How about him chasing him down and not giving up the pick 6? Because what happens a lot of the time is when you see the interception, you just kind of hang your head a little bit and you momentarily pause because you're frustrated. He shook that off and gave great chase and got it done.
Still a great return and very good field position. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Now Brissett gets it off to Freeman. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Easy work. It's easy work. It's coming again.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be.
Here's Brissett. That's caught. It's Thomas. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will do it for this first half. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. This is taken at his 4. He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field.
Personal foul.
I'm not sure what this is about.
Defense.
Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses. Those exact...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Bridgewater now. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. We own it.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Gonna look deep for Wilson. That's gonna be knocked away and incomplete.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
Bridgewater to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. With a sack, it's Ziggy onside.
That would be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the 3rd quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. A first down throw for Brissett.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Going quickly here to Thomas. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run here with Freeman. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal from inside the 5. To throw is Brissett. That's caught at the 3. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still, no yardage. Okay.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, No flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. So it's his third field goal now in the ball game, and they've needed his leg. This last one gives him the lead.
It's been a back-and-forth kind of a game, hasn't it? Now you got to tell your defense, guys, need you to make this stand up because we got the momentum going in the right direction, but we need you to make sure we carry it home.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with a game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
It's second and 8 at the 28-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Bridgewater. And his throw is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. A first down carry by Elliott. Three-quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. They'll run on 1st down. It's Elliott. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the gun, Bridgewater. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Quincy Enunwa. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And once again, the Jaguars are back out in front. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Gano the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Boy, tight game like this, 4th quarter, personal foul penalties, a no-no.
Yeah, we know the emotions are running high. The tensions are the same. Who can control them best could ultimately win it.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers offense gets set. They head back onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The man wreaking havoc there, Gerald McCoy, the D tackle. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but you show them a lot of different looks, and they did that in the first half. You know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I get the thought process. 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way. But that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, and there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays they're going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Right back to him on first down. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So the Chargers now down by 12. And time, a huge factor. Field goals, useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order.
I'm going to run you over.
First down, Brissett. Ebron caught left side. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Throwing again on second down. Brissett.
Nice run.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Now a play fake here on first down. Gets this to a standout receiver, Thomas. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Brissett on first down. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Looking to throw again on second down. Brissett, his pass caught at the 4. 8th catch for him now. He's been a big factor. And it's a first down. Brissett. It's been all pass. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. And a sack by one of the most consistent D linemen in the game, Gerald McCoy. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. So after the sack here, 2nd and 14. To throw, Brissett. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So with under 30 seconds to play, this is the game right here. And this is going to be recovered by the Jaguars. And that should just about do it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Benjamin. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
I got you. Check.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
You got nothing to run. You got nothing.
They go to Elliott again. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10.
25, check 25, check 25.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for Jacksonville, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Houston to take on the Texans. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they've fallen out of things now as they sink to 3-8. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.